Good morning, my dear fellow alumnus, ladies and gentlemen. With great honor and pleasure, I welcome you all to this auspicious occasion of AABN's 66th webinar series. I know time does not stop for anyone, and it takes a lot to take some time out of your busy schedule to be here, and for that, I thank you. But one thing I can assure you is that at the end of the session, the experience you take home will be worth the time you all spared today. This lockdown has blurred the lines between a workday and a weekend because, as you all are aware, there's an increasing number of weekend webinars to engage people stuck in homes because of a virus. Over the past 65 weeks, we have been able to put together online programs to keep our AABN community not just engaged, but also meet a range of inspiring people who can help shape your ideas and thoughts. 2021 has been an unprecedented year and something that brought forward challenges for almost all of us. So many people lost their lives, could not see their loved ones, spent days in isolation, but most importantly, came together to fight the virus as one. It won't be entirely wrong to say that the year 2021 has been a testing one in many ways. Away from all the negativity, bad memories of 2021, all we now need is some hope, positivity, and cheer to have a fresher outlook and make newer beginnings in 2022. Even though New Year's Eve celebration was very different this year, while restrictions and curbs had been enforced on celebrations, we all need some motivation and pep talk to keep each other's spirits high. After all, it's only when the entire community, come together as one, can we really fight out the virus and emerge stronger and happier this new year. As more and more companies cultivate a global workforce and client base, it's increasingly necessary to present remotely. For years, teleconferencing was the best option, but in the past 4 or 5 years, internet speeds and web conferencing technologies have become sufficiently robust to support a shift to live video streaming. But presenting in a webinar, when you often don't have access to visual cues about how the audience is responding, can sometimes feel disconcerting or awkward. As technology leaders, we want our teams to run fast, but not necessarily break everything along the way. That's why giving them a safe place to practice the new skills, helping them master new concepts, and mitigating risk to the business is so important. In today's webinar, Mr. Satyanarayana, founder and CEO, Control Convergence Technologies, reveals how marketers can combine the art of storytelling with smart content metrics to develop an incredibly effective content marketing program. This webinar goes beyond definitions and jargon and provides actionable insights that content marketers need to create an engaging and lasting content campaign. To help our entrepreneurs get started on their transformation, Mr. Satyanarayana will help our entrepreneurs to identify which aspects we must address to harness the full potential of business presentation. At a juncture we find ourselves in today, thanks to the pandemic, there can be none more fitting than Mr. Satyanarayana to address, enlighten, and take questions from this diverse group on From Scratch to Success Blueprint for Entrepreneurs. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and we feel profoundly honored that you have taken time off on a Sunday morning to address us. Mr. Satyanarayana is a graduate in science from Andhra University and postgraduate in marketing management from Delhi. Satya has 39 plus years of sales, marketing, business management, and training experience. His experience spans across various market verticals like office automation, telecom, conferencing solutions, corporate training, business communication, and life coaching. At the age of 23, he was the youngest territory manager of his first company, where he has undergone best of international sales training, including professional selling skills, PWS2. Satya is founder and CEO of Control Convergence Technologies, a 31-year-old technology marketing and support company in Chennai. He is passionate about training and founded Control Academy to provide training, coaching, and consulting services to business owners and managers. Satya got a unique distinction of spending more than 10,000 plus hours training more than 300 plus business owners and executives for business communication, presentation skills, and visibility coaching. Satya is a certified facilitator of Leadership Management International USA for effective selling strategies and effective personal productivity. He is a creative writer and wrote many business and presentation secrets. Since the launch of AABN, we have offered several webinars on entrepreneurship. With your input, we are pleased to expand the webinars to include topics that will be more informative and useful to aspiring entrepreneurs and the students community. We continue to welcome your suggestions on topics to include and invite faculty and entrepreneurs to share their experiences. With a personality like Mr. Satyanarayana, you can go on and on eulogizing. But let me stop here and let the audience have the privilege of listening to you, sir. Thank you. And over to Mr. Satyanarayana.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Gopis. I'm so glad that you said all that. And, I hope I'll really meet up to the expectations what you raised. And it's always good to hear about yourself. Somebody else is speaking. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. And thank you so much. And the one thing which really brought you to this webinar on a Sunday, you know what is that? And that's the most important quality of a professional, of a business owner, of a person working. The curiosity. Curiosity is the beginning of the success. And your willingness to learn more. I've heard this somewhere. I really didn't know, didn't remember who said it, but it's a very, very powerful quote. It says like this, and all of you from Annamalai University alumni and all that, so you will relate it this much better. It says like this: a person who graduates today and stop learning tomorrow is uneducated the day after. The learning is a continuous process, and today's in the technology era and ever changing the market scenario, and lots of unexpected things are thrown at us. And how do we update? Especially the business owners and professionals, they generally come out of the formal education once the college days are over. And I really appreciate this organization to organize this kind of webinars. And I'm a continuous learner. Now I'm here to share some of my knowledge and experience, especially with you, about business presentation strategies. And I'm not here to give you any skills, because I start with the a preconceived notion that all of you are very well experienced and you're subject matter experts. Okay, what I would like to know from you is, it will be an interactive thing. I will be needing volunteers in between. It's not a lecture series. Okay, I'm going to share. Few years back, I took this oath or the decision, which is very tough actually. I wanted to, probably share knowledge and teach people something which is not there on Google. And people laughed at me. He says, what is that you can know which is not there in Google? I said, at least I'll present it in such a way which is not there in Google. Okay. So the content what I'm giving is copyrighted. And that means you have the right to copy. So please feel free to use these strategies and skills, which I found myself successful, and I made many, many people successful in business presentation. And before I start, let me give you some hygiene. It would be great whoever can, because this is video conferencing. And I've been in technology, as Mr. Gopi said, for last 20 years, I've been requesting people, please use video for learning and also for business. No takers. And come pandemic, and suddenly my 94-year-old mother-in-law to 80-year-old mother, everybody became Zoom friendly. Everybody wants it to, there are no birthday parties, general chat, and what, a DJ parties, everything is happening on Zoom. One request I have for the participants of today's program is, if it is possible, if you can switch your videos. With that, I get motivated. Okay. And when I get motivated, and a lot of knowledge will flow. Okay. Wherever it is possible, please keep your videos on so that I can see your beautiful faces. And before I start, I would like to know more about, almost 60 plus people joined today. Thank you so much. I would like to know from you, what is your profession? What profession are you into? Can you share that on the chat box? Just the name and your profession in just. For example, if I say, I'm Satya, business coach, like that. Use the chat box to tell me. So at least I will know who are the audience today. What's your business? Okay, we have Elango into pharmaceutical sales. Elango, sir, how are you? We have Pratap into sales and marketing. Muskan, hi Muskan, pet food. And Kamalika into digital marketing. I know she's a home baker too. And Sendil Kumar in energy audit. Mama Sukri into foreign exchange. Bala into fabrication and manufacturing. Tirupati into finance and investment consultant. And Narul into garment HR. Come on, let it come. Velaidam, who is in entrepreneurship. And Mayuran into Euro Equa. And Murali into transportation, sustainable solution. And Danish into Plum Tech Chennai. Wow, what a variety of people. Anand Kumar into refinery. Wow, that's interesting. Satish Kumar into HR. Yokesh, site in charge. Wow. And we have students too. Saruna Kumar into chemical engineering. Ravindra Kumar into from Vijayawada. Baunara sir, Plum Tech. Okay, keep coming. That's very interesting. Thank you so much. And this is where we're going to start. Okay, it is structured in this way. And next probably 45 minutes, I will be sharing some of the strategies for a very, very effective business strategies, business presentation strategies. And keep your questions with you. And no, I'm going to ask you to unmute and ask me questions and be precise in asking questions, so I'll be able to do it. And once we do, and in between, probably I'll be asking some volunteers to come and share. Okay. So we have Lakshmanan into Ayurvedic naturals. Wow. Fantastic. So we are here to present your way to success. The communication is the most important tool to persuade people. So you tell them, you advise them, you suggest to them, you share with them, you guide them. All this is nothing but presentation. And most of us were either into jobs or into profession or into business. Communication is the most important thing. We need to communicate in person or now thanks to Zoom. How do we do that? One good news is effective business presenters are not born. They are made. You know, my parents never said, I never born with a script on the hand. I never said, okay, where is the PowerPoint the moment I am born? Neither my parents said, wow, in our Vansham, one presenter is born. It's not possible. No presenters are born. Somebody will say that, oh, he's a born communicator. I don't think, yes, we are born communicators. How about presenters? They're not born, they're made. And here is an example of me. I want to share with you about a small story about myself. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, coastal Andhra Pradesh. Okay, from a middle class family. Father is a civil engineer working in Andhra Pradesh government, working in projects here and there. We moved from one small town to grown-up villages, never in bigger cities. No Vijayawada, no Hyderabad, no Vizag. Smaller places. And naturally, there's nothing called convent education. We could not afford. Okay, and four of us, we stay with parents, the two brothers and two sisters, and study in Telugu medium, in corporation school, sitting on the floor, looking at the blackboard. That's why I like the blackboard behind my, and the virtual backdrop. That's where my education started. And then happened, I'm basically a very introvert. Now, come on, believe me, I'm talking so much now, but I was born introvert and a lot of hesitation in asking questions. Much later in my life, I went to Delhi. One freak incident happened. I went to Delhi and I joined a job, and and Delhi was super hot in terms of April, May, June is unbearable heat. So a friend of mine told during the day, afternoon, when the heat is too much, please go to American library. Typical of that age, I said, no, I don't want to study anymore. Enough. So I went to American Library. I was very thirsty, and I wanted to have some cold water. Naturally, American Library had a cooler, and I didn't know how to operate that cooler. But there was no tap. In '83, it was too early for the sensors and all that. But I didn't ask anyone how to operate that cooler. It took me half an hour to understand there's a pedal in the bottom of the cooler. If you press it, the water comes. I've been observing for half an hour. People come, open their mouth, and the water comes like magic. But I had that hesitation in asking questions. Excuse me, how do you operate this cooler? I learned my first lesson that day. If you hesitate in asking questions, you stay thirsty for knowledge and wealth. So I was that introvert. Then I got into a salesman job in Delhi, typical with a tie and a briefcase. And what was I selling? These electric typewriters of IBM. And this was, believe me, pre-computer era. In India, most of them don't know what was the computer in '83. We were selling this electric typewriter, and that was the job. And what was the way of learning? There are no structured training programs. Boss will spend time about a week with you maximum. And in the name of training, they give you only the product knowledge. And you are expected to learn from customers. And who are the customers? Cabinet Secretary, Secretary of Information Broadcasting, Prime Minister's office, President's office. We are supposed to carry this typewriter, which is about 30 kilos weight, and give demonstration. That was the presentation. So the only way is give, the presentation only by demonstrating the product. Oh yeah, there is a structure for it, but many times we do not have the control. Today I have the PowerPoint with me, and I'm controlling this, presentation. But that time customer would control, and that's how we learned. And probably 8-9 years after that, I got into my own business. I shifted to Chennai, that time Madras in '88, and I got into my own business. And I joined in 2011. This is the turning point in my life, especially for business presentations. In 2011, I joined this international organization called BNI, which brings in business owners together and help them in generating referrals. And this is what really changed my life. As part of that group, once in a week, probably once in 6 months, every week, one person gets an opportunity to give business presentation. And it was 10 times, 10 minutes, 10 minutes duration was given. And that was the disastrous presentation I have ever given. There was no proper structure I have taken. There was no proper preparation. I just I made simply a PowerPoint and started speaking. And I could not finish it in 10 minutes. And in BNI, 10 minutes means 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, 1 second. That my first presentation, 2011, went on and on and on up to 23 minutes. The president got frustrated. The timekeeper started crying like that. 23 minutes. And that day I realized there need to be structure. And fast forward another 3-4 years, I became the coordinator for presentation skills. I need to train, the members of that group for presentation. And that is where the turning point came. And then I realized this concept called Ikigai. I'll explain you a little more. Let me understand. If you want to give a very, very powerful business presentation, an impactful presentation to create that mark on people's mind, which will last long and long and long, you need to know yourself first. How do you do that? Whatever product you are selling, whatever concept you are giving, whatever you are marketing, whatever presentation, you need to have that belief system. You need to be product of the product. I strongly believe that presentation, the presenters are not born, they're made, and they can be trained. And I believe I'm a witness for it and I'm a beneficiary of this. So I'm a product of the product. And I need to practice whatever I'm preaching. It's very, very important. That's my self-image. And have a very, very high self-esteem. I know Gopi sir said, a lot of, tough times for last 2 years. Okay, there are enough reasons to get low feeling about ourselves, our ability to, come out of all this. I celebrate 2 fans every day. You know what is that? Number 1 fan is the fan when I see, when I get up and open my eyes and see the fan on the roof, I celebrate that. Why do you think I celebrate that? If I'm seeing the fan in the morning, means I'm alive. I'm alive. Yes, Mohan. I'm alive. Then I get up and go to the restroom. I meet my other fan in the mirror. I'm a biggest fan of myself. And if I don't fall in love with that image in the mirror, how do I expect people to listen to me? How do I expect people to feel good about me? So the whole thing starts with self-esteem. So Ikigai is a Japanese concept. There are 8 questions you need to ask yourself. The answer can be a resounding yes or can be no. Just all. There's no maybe on the process, no. And make a note of this, what I'm saying. I hope you kept your pens and paper and books ready. A lot of things which you can make a note. The first question you have to ask is, do you love what you're doing? I absolutely love what I'm doing. Yes, I love what I'm doing. Am I good at it? Yes, I'm good at it. I never said I'm great. I'm good, trying to become better, aiming to be best, and one day I'll be great. And this journey, good to great journey is on. But the beginning point is I'm good at what I'm doing. And the world needs what I'm doing. Wow, what a feeling. Morning when you get up and, see, the world needs me. Whatever products and services I'm selling, I'm, marketing or I'm, giving the services to people, the world needs. Now look at the typewriter. I used to love selling the typewriter. This is my first love. And I was good at it. That's why I survived in that company for 5 years. But today, if I want to sell, anybody can share in the chat box. How many of you want that electric typewriter in your office? No one. World doesn't need. Okay. Then comes, am I getting paid for it? That's very important. When you love something, when you're good at it, and what you're doing, the world needs it, and you're getting paid for it, that becomes your profession. Can you match it with your vocation? Vocation is inbuilt. I'm a technology marketing person. That's my profession. But my built-in talent and vocation is, coaching and consulting and, training people. And I'm doing it with a passion and I'm with a missionary zeal. So there are 8 questions which you can ask yourself. Do you love what you're doing? Am I good at it? Does the world needs what I'm doing? Am I getting paid for it? So is it my profession and vocation? And am I doing it with passion and is with a missionary zeal? If the answer for all this is a resounding yes, like in my case, congratulations. You found the purpose of your life. And this gives you such a great feeling about yourself. And that's the beginning point of great business, any presentation. Why business presentation? Do you agree? Okay, let's go to I have designed this 4-step mantra. See, step 1, even before this 4-step mantra, what I told you, you need to feel good about you. You need to know yourself. Mr. Gopi should know Gopi. Mohan, you need to meet the real Mohan. Who truly you are and what you want to be. What you want others think about you. And what you think others think about you. If all these things merge into one, that's you. Then comes the 4-step mantra. whatever profession or occasion or business you're doing, how much deep is your understanding for this? So this 4-step mantra, one by one, I'll be sharing. This is where I'll be needing, a lot of interaction. Okay. The first one is specialization. Make a note of it. What is your specialization? Anybody can unmute themselves and tell me what's your specialization. Mr. Gopi, what's your specialization?
Sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing.
Yeah,
so
and networking too.
Wow. Sales, marketing, and networking is Mr. Gopi's specialization.
Sir,
Mr. Ravindra Kumar.
My specialization is convincing, confusing, or corrupting. Business.
3C formula
3C.
doesn't work always. But what profession you are in? When I talk about specialization means, what are you? What is your company? What is your profession? I am a telecom marketing expert. Okay. I'm a HR recruiter. I'm a home baker. I'm a foreign exchange seller. What's your specialization? Raju Jones, you raised your hand. So what's your specialization? Srinivas, what's your specialization?
I'm into analytics, business analytics.
Business analyticals.
Yeah, I'm from anywhere 70 company.
Super. Check your audio. There's a lot of disturbance on your audio. Raju, what's
I
your
want to communicate. I want to communicate everyone. Communication skill I have.
Correct, sir. That's a dream. That's your skill. But what's your specialization? I mean to say, what's your profession? What do you do, sir? Mr. Raju, what do you do?
Marketing.
A marketing of what?
Products.
What products?
PPR pipes.
Now you come. Mr. Raju is a marketer of PPR pipes. Okay. Ravindra Kumar, did you say?
PVC industry, sir. PVC pipes.
Okay. PVC pipe specialist.
Present PVC taps and faucets.
Super. Muhammad Sukri. See, look at Muhammad Sukri. Muhammad Sukri is already mentioned. Muhammad Sukri foreign exchange. And that's one of the good tip I can give you. When you join any Zoom meeting, especially for business, mention your profession also. Mention your specialization. Sukri sir, what's your specialization?
My profession is a foreign exchange. Specialization, I am a Reserve Bank of India money changer.
So that's how it is. Now let me dig a little deeper into it. Thanks for your participation.
Thank you.
Okay. Suppose, just imagine for the example's sake, I'll tell you, I'm Dr. Satya. I'm an MBBS doctor. I've not seen any change in the body language of people. Nobody said, wow, Satya, you're an MBBS doctor. Why? Because today's situation, we're seeing MBBS doctor as a generalist. With due respect to doctors, okay, when they get an MBBS seat or a medical seat, that time itself the students are deciding what specialization they will do, at least a couple of options, because they see MBBS doctor as a generalist. My grandfather was a doctor, passed away in 72. He was LMP, licensed medical practitioner. Then came RMP, registered medical practitioner. Then only MBBS came. But they built a statue for him in the town in Andhra Pradesh, where they used to see a doctor is a lifesaver. But today, MBBS doctor, if I say I'm an MBBS doctor, you'll say, okay. Nobody will say, wow. But I'll tell you, I'm an ophthalmologist. Is an example. That means, yes, I could see Mr. Ravi's eyebrows rising. Oh, you're an ophthalmologist. It's good. It's better than MBBS doctor, right, Mr. Ravi? Right? Okay. I'm not just an MBBS doctor. I'm not just an ophthalmologist. My specialization is I'm a retina specialist. Wow. Now I could see the nod on the head of people is increasing. So Satya is not just an MBBS doctor. He's not just an ophthalmologist. He's not just a retina specialist. You know, what else? Give me a break. Sir. That's what I could understand people saying. I'm a pediatric retina specialist. I take care of the retinas care of small children. No, this is an example I'm giving you to drive home a point about specialization. I'm not just an MBBS doctor. I'm an ophthalmologist. I'm a retina specialist. I'm a pediatric retina specialist. Tell me, frankly, you know, when I told you an MBBS doctor, you had a respect for me. But has the respect gone up when I said I'm a pediatric retina specialist? Yes, that is what is the point which I'm trying to drive home with example. Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm a professional. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. Okay. So write down the specialization of yours and give it a nice, you know, thing. Let's say Sukri says, I'm a Reserve Bank certified foreign exchange seller or buyer and seller, foreign exchange dealer. And that is how you need to, you know, mention. When you meet somebody in a networking meeting, anywhere, maybe in the airport, in the train, or anywhere, sir, what do you do? And that is where you need to give this answer. Okay, that's the specialization. I give you an example of my real specialization. Just listen to me very carefully. Okay, I'm a personal sales mentor. The language is slightly different from other people talk. I'm a personal sales mentor. I'm a facilitator of LMI ESS, that is Leadership Management International, Effective Selling Strategies. I'm a sales process coach. I'm a presentation skill trainer. I'm a visibility coach. Something interesting. What is visibility? Your thing will be happening in the mind. I'm a creative content writer. This is my specialization. Now, since you understand this specialization, how do you express yourself? I would like to ask anyone to let me know what their specialization in this line. Let's see who else kept their video on. I'll be asking the people who kept the video on. Okay, switch on your videos, please. And share your specialization. Yes, Mr. Venkatesan, Balamurugan.
Yeah, good morning. I am Balamurugan. I am basically civil engineer, specialization in environmental engineering, and doing specialization in eco-friendly products. Okay.
Here is Mr. Balamurugan, who is an environmental specialist with a civil engineering background and doing what, sir? You said
eco-friendly product.
Eco-friendly product. Lakshmanan.
Yes, sir. So,
what's your specialization?
I'm specialized in contract manufacturing of Ayurvedic nutraceuticals and animal health products.
Wow. So you split that. Somebody else is talking. Mr. Gopi, I think you may have to put some people on mute. Okay. So what I realized, I can simply tell myself I'm a coach, but it doesn't communicate anything to people. So I've expanded my specialization into these many points. So my invitation to all of you is write down your specialization in an innovative way. Okay. Now this is where I'm going to take an example of, let's say, Mr. Palaniswamy. What's your specialization?
Sir, we are basically metallurgical specialized pumps for slurry industries all over India.
Okay, metallurgy. So this
we do supply castings with centrifugal pumps in SS, duplex stainless steel, alloy steel, and hashed line.
Okay, I'm not a technical person in that. Can you make it simplify? Let's say you and met in an airport. I'll ask you, what do you do, sir? How do you simply keep yourself? Centrifugal pumps is what I understood.
Yeah. Centrifugal pumps. I mean metallurgical centrifugal pumps.
Okay. So your specialization is it manufacturing or trading?
I'm trading. System integrating. System integrators.
Now see that the words are coming out. I'm a system integrator for metallurgical Centrifugal pumps.
Yeah.
Wow. Now it is, I have understood. Something to do with pump, something to do with centrifugal, something to do with metallurgical, and you are marketing, you are not manufacturer.
Yes.
And now the real fun comes. Is it okay if I take you as an example, Mr. Palaniswamy?
No issue, sir. Proceed.
Okay.
Sir.
Participate in this process. Rest of you observe my communication or my conversation with Mr. Palaniswamy. Okay. When I'm discussing about his specialization. Okay. So, Mr. Palaniswamy, you are a trader or a marketer of metallurgical centrifugal pumps. Yes?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. That is where the mantra number 2 comes.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
The differentiation. Okay, let me caution you, Mr. Palaniswamy. This section will be little provocating. Thank you for volunteering, but don't worry. You know, at the end of it, you will get absolute clarity. And others, please, no, we are 94 of us. Please observe.
Yes.
Mr. Palaniswamy, I'm going to ask you some questions. You are the only one in India who is marketing metallurgical centrifugal pumps. Yes or no?
No.
You're not the only one in India. Are
Yes.
you the only one in South India?
No. Few other people are there.
Are you the only one in Tamil Nadu?
Might be, sir. Might be.
Okay. No, might be, not sure. Where are you? Which part of Tamil Nadu are you from?
Coimbatore.
Hmm?
Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Wow.
Yeah.
I should have known that pumps and all engineering products come from Coimbatore.
Yeah.
Are you the only one dealing with centrifugal pumps in Coimbatore?
In Coimbatore, a few other people are also there, sir. We are one among the some cream people.
Okay.
Who give wide range of varieties.
Correct. The key point there, Mr. Palaniswamy, is you are one among the key people.
Yeah.
If I want to buy a centrifugal pump, how many vendors I'll order for? From how many vendors I'll take centrifugal pumps from? One only, right?
Yeah. I'm not clear, sir. I'm not clear about
No. For example, for my requirement, I want to buy centrifugal pumps.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I want, I'll take quotations from various people.
Yeah.
But I'll give the order to one person.
Yes.
Why should I give that order to you? How are you different from others?
We are having captive foundry. We do castings on our own. So our pricing will be very better. And we do a lot of reverse engineering and technologies, multiple technologies converged into single factor. So we will be the best among those people.
Correct. Now, this is where the real interesting thing happens. All of you pay attention to it. Now, the language what you have spoken, Mr. Palaniswamy, I'm the best. I can do the reverse engineering. Okay, I do have my own casting unit. Now, out of all the people who are doing the same product in Coimbatore, how many people will say the same language?
Nobody else.
See, that's the differentiator.
Yeah.
That's a differentiator with which you're getting your business. So, my friends, what you need to understand is, you need to understand your specialization and you need to be absolutely clear about differentiation. You know what? Me too will not work. You know, there's Saravana Bhavan in Chennai. Next to every Saravana Bhavan, I'll open a Bharavana Bhavan and sell the same idli dosa. Why will you come to me? Same price, same taste, same dosa. Why will you come to me? And price need not be. Whatever price somebody gives, I can also give the same price. So me too will not work. You need to get into a thought process that why me alone? For to that customer, for that person, why me alone? That's the power of differentiator. How are you different from others? This is where the conversion or transformation of language into languaging. I was using this word languaging without realizing there's no word like that in the dictionary. I will explain you as I go through. So what you need to understand is very, very deep thinking about your business, about how are you different. Now I request each one of you, write down top 5 differentiators of your profession, of your business, whatever specialization you're doing, how are you different? Top 5 differentiation. Quickly write, and some of you can share with me. Then I'll go back to Mr. Palniswamy and stay on that subject. How are you different from other people offering the same? Any help in writing down the differentiator? Let me know. While you are doing that, I told you my specialization, right? Well, let me tell you how you can write your differentiators. Okay, I'm sharing as an example about how I'm different from other. I'm not the only, selling training, specialist. I'm not the only presentation skill expert in India, not even in Chennai, not even in T Nagar. But why somebody should come to me? Why are people coming to me? How am I different from others? Number one differentiator, according to me, I have 39 years of continuous, uninterrupted experience into sales, marketing, and training. Could be rarity. Okay. For last 31 years, I'm into business. I'm still active. I still have another, this year I'll be 60. I have another 39 years of service. I'm not going to retire. 31 years into business, that experience. I spent 10,000 hours coaching 300 business owners. You know what is interesting about it? There are 150 different business categories. That makes it very, very unique about me. So that's how I'm different. And for the last 10 years plus, I'm into business networking. I'm meeting people from various walks of life. Yeah. Somebody raised hand. You have questions related to this topic when I'm talking? You can ask me now.
So this is Pratap here. I'm 2001 chemical engineering, and I run a sustainable bedding solutions company called Kana Mattress. You're talking about being different. Will being different or differentiation alone will fetch us business?
No, sir. The differentiation alone will not fetch the business. You need to present the different. You need to, the differentiators, what you are thinking should be beneficial to the customers. That's what I'm going to come, because we need to put those differentiator under some process tests. That's a very good question. I'm going to answer. You actually preempted what I'm going to say. Thank you so much for asking that. Stay tuned with me. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I have multilingual ability and I speak English. Okay. I don't speak Shashi Tharoor English. I have a very strong South Indian Andhra accent English. I think all of you are understanding what I'm speaking. I can speak Telugu and Hindi also because I was in Delhi. I may not be able to speak that good Tamil, but I understand 100% of the Tamil. Okay. And I'm a personal sales mentoring approach. Each one is customized to your needs. That's what I do. And my ability to understand various businesses deeply. Few minutes I was talking to Mr. Palniswamy. I'm able to understand he's actually trading centrifugal pumps for metallurgy. And he is a system integrator. So I'm able to ask sustained questions. I'm able to understand. These are my differentiators. Now, what are your differentiators? This is one step towards you securing the business and securing the dream job. Even if some of you are working, some of you are studying, some of you want a better job. How are you different? There are 10. I have one post. Storytelling time. My younger daughter, her name is Madhurika. She's done VIT University, Chennai, MBA in marketing. I was having this conversation with her. I asked her one day in the first year holidays, I said, your campus selection is going to start. She said, yes. Suppose, imagine I come as a recruiter and I'm recruiting only one person from the college related to marketing and branding. Why should I give that job to you? She said, because you are my father. I said, forget about it. I'm coming as a recruiter. She says, because I'm an MBA. I said, excuse me, you have not heard me properly. I have only one job. And how many MBA students are there in your university? She says 72 of them. And why should I select you? She said, wait, you said branding and marketing job? I said, yes. She said, oh, my specialization is branding and marketing and advertising. I said, how many students of the 72 have this specialization? She says 14 of them. I said, I have only one job. And somebody shouting from the kitchen, my wife saying, hey, why are you troubling the kid? I said, you keep away from this. Here I'm the boss, at least for this. So she said, can you help me? I said, yes, I can help you. I said, your differentiator is you have 7 years of formal education related to marketing and commerce. She says, how is it? 11th and 12th, she has taken commerce. In MOP Vaishnav College in Chennai, she's done BCom marketing management. The only college in Chennai or Tamil Nadu to offer that time BCom marketing management. And in MBA course, out of 28 subjects, 22 of them she is selected as marketing. She says, wow, I got the job. I said, not yet. Go find out from your classmates how many have got the similar kind of education. Next week, she came back and said, 5 of them got the same qualification. 11th and 12th commerce, BCom marketing management, and marketing specialty in MBA. So what else can be the differentiator? I said, she is born and brought up in a marketing family. I've been in marketing for the last 39 years. Even my wife was also from marketing. And my elder daughter has done the same program. And this girl is to help her sister in projects. So marketing environment. And she said, finally, I got the job. I said, no, not yet. Go check in your classmates. And she found 3 of her classmates have got a similar kind of family background, business background. And she started negotiating with me, saying that, can you give all 3 of them a job? I said, no, only one job. I said, fortunately, you have 1 more year time before the selection and campus selection happens. So build on to your differentiators. It so happened, it's a real life story I'm telling you. It so happened when a company came into HR marketing and they've selected, shortlisted a lot of people. She passed the written test and all that. And she went for the final. And there, people like me, gray hair people sitting, about 6, 7 of them asked so many questions about marketing. And finally, they asked a question which you should never ask a fresher. You know what is that? They asked, you seem to be knowing a lot about marketing. Do you know something which we don't know? Excuse me. How can you ask a fresher that question? The reply is, she said, I think I know something which you people don't know. If I were in the interview board, I'll give the appointment letter, just looking at the confidence. And they asked, what is it? She says, I know about referral marketing. And next 5 minutes, she explained about referral marketing, because this is the conversations every day about referral marketing I have with my daughter. And she absorbed that knowledge. And that one differentiator, she didn't get the job what she went for. They gave her a higher job. In this real life story, what got her the job, which is next level, which is supposed to be for an experienced person, not for a fresher, is the differentiator. That one differentiator or 2 differentiator, which none of our competitors looking for a job can offer. So what's your differentiator? An interesting thing about it, for 2-3 days, she was jumping with that appointment letter and finally didn't join that job. She went and joined Radio Mitch. Because that company is not offering the differentiator what she was looking for. She wanted to deal with people. They said, sit in front of the computer and do the back office job. She says, no, sorry. So in this story, please understand the differentiator. Okay. The conviction about the impact of whatever product or program you're doing is the differentiator. Okay. Coming back to Mr. Paliswamy. Okay. Once you write down the differentiator, and all of you, you ask you 2 questions. One question is, how come? how come I have got the differentiator? How did they acquire this differentiator? And second and most important thing is, so what? And this is where I'll come to the other question. Differentiator alone will not get you the business. What is the benefit of this differentiator to your customer? And that you need to know. Okay. So every differentiator, we have done that in our telecom company. I called all my team and asked them, why are people buying from us for the last 25 years? Telephones, intercoms, video conferencing, cameras and all that. Why are they buying? They have so many options. Why are they buying from us? They wrote a lot of things. Sir, we offer quality products. We give good service, value for money, best price in the industry. And next day we sat again and started asking this question. So what, so what, so what to us? Now, I will go back to Mr. Palaniswamy and ask the so what question. System integrator of centrifugal metallurgical pumps. And what is the differentiator you said, Mr. Palaniswamy?
What you were expecting from me, actually?
What is the differentiator you said? How are you different from others?
We do all in-house, captive foundry. We have a captive foundry. So pricing will be reduced, actually.
Right.
You are not depending on a third-party source.
Right. I'll take one by one. I see three differentiator. You have a captive foundry. So what?
Captive foundry, anybody else can easily putting his investment, actually. Nobody is within a, just like that, we cannot put captive foundry within a month or within a year, something like that. It is a technology, actually.
Correct.
So, that technology, we have invented it some 25 years back. Our mentor, our principal, MD, actually, Sambat Kumar, he created it. He created it 25 years back, and he took time for another 10 years to develop that technology, all these things.
Correct.
So it is not an easy job, actually. Putting a captive foundry means captive foundry with this metallurgy, actually, special steel, high chrome.
I understand. Let me, I told you, this will be a little thought-provoking and sometimes maybe anger-provoking. For every statement you made, from the customer point of view, I'm going to ask you, so what? Okay, you invented this process. So what? What is the benefit?
The pricing will come down because if we buy from others, Tyson, German, and this Metso, Warman, and other things, price will be 50% in India.
So that means because you are the only, captive foundry which is making the centrifugal pumps for metallurgical centrifugal pumps, your pricing will be the best.
Not only foundry, we are mixing reverse engineering also, technology.
Correct. So you're customizing it, reverse engineering. So my invitation to all of you is write down your differentiator, remove the run-of-the-mill differentiators. Run-of-the-mill differentiator is, I will offer value for money. A jeweler says, I'm a very honest jeweler. No, which jeweler doesn't say that? I will, for my telecom product, we say, I will give you good after-sales service. Excuse me, that's what you're supposed to do. How am I different? What is the language which I'm using? So I need to understand the differentiation. I can go on and on this differentiator. I'm here only to trigger some thoughts. What is your specialization? What's your differentiation? And those differentiators, how come you got those differentiators? Here is an inventor who was the principal company managing director, who Sambat Kumar, who made that. And it's a captive foundry. So keep asking questions. How come? So what? How come? So what? And the so what you should give you an answer, which is the benefit for your customer. Okay. Now, third mantra is this will be easier. Now, who will be your, with that specialization, with that differentiation, you're not going to sit at home. You're not going to sit in the office. You will go into the market. So what is the market segments? I'll give an example. For example, for my services, I said healthcare is a market segment. Hospitality is a market segment. Manufacturing, banking, insurance, retail, entertainment. FMCG companies, automobile, IT, education, real estate, government, and you. These are all markets. These are all market segments. Now, just as a sample, Mr. Paliswamy, because I'm taking your example, can you tell me what's your market segment? What type of people buy your product or need your product?
Paper industry,
Mm-hmm.
power industry,
Mm-hmm.
chemical industries. Chemical industries, all metallurgical pumps can go. Even pharma sector also.
Pharma sector. So you can list out about 15, 20, sometimes 100 market segments, like sample I have given you. That's your segmentation. But is it possible to focus on all the market segments at the same time? Can you be? Yeah, go ahead.
Kindly repeat it, sir.
Yes.
No, there are lots of market segments your products is required.
Okay.
Okay, can you focus on all the segments simultaneously?
We should do focus, sir. We should do it actually. We have to do it. Otherwise, we cannot survive.
Correct. But if you
we have to update our technologies based on the feedback from the customer. We have learned a lot from the various segments of people only.
Correct. Now, all of you, if you take out your top 10 customers, they'll be coming from few segments where your core competency. It could be paper, maybe number one, chemical processing, number two. And I'm just giving an example. And that's your concentration. So we discussed about specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration. Where do you want currently? Where do you want to focus on? It could be an yearly strategy. It could be once in 2 years, this thing, or a quarterly strategy. Where do you want to concentrate on? For example, I'm concentrating on technology companies. I'm concentrating on hospitality companies. I'm concentrating on MSME business owners. They need the skills. They need the mentoring. They need the sales mentoring. These are the top 3 segments where I'm getting currently my customers. And that. Yes, somebody raised the hand. I don't know who it is, but you can ask a question at this stage.
So Pratap here again, sir.
Yeah, Pratap.
Sir, I'm selling a mattress. So everyone will need a mattress because everyone has to sleep.
Yes.
So how can I go about with this when we talk about concentration? Okay. Everyone is my potential customer.
How is your mattress different from any other mattress?
So my mattress is made with natural fillers, which is Kapoor cotton. And my mattress is handmade. And this mattress doesn't have any harmful chemicals. Basically, I'm a chemical engineer, but still so I can vouch for it and say that it doesn't have any harmful chemicals.
I like that honesty.
Okay. Yeah, and this can be customized, like how you want it. I mean, based on your preference. And this will be home delivered. You don't have to just order it and it will be delivered home.
Yes. So these mattresses are required, okay, by homes, by hostels of education institutions, by hospitals, by hotels, by resorts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so many market segments. And if you look at it, who is your top 3 customers? What segments they come from?
So these are mostly homes.
Homes.
Institutions doesn't prefer this mattress, so we don't focus on that.
Now take homes. Homes means there are income groups, high net worth individuals, okay,
right,
higher income group, upper middle class, middle class, lower middle class, lower class. Where are they coming from?
For me, it is mostly from upper middle class. So we have, I mean, myself and my partner, we worked on this. So we decided how our brand or product has a personality, our customers will also have a personality. What should be their income level, what will be their educational qualifications and where they fit in. So we found people with rupees 50,000 per month or above will our customers.
That's your concentration. Your concentration number 1 is residential. Concentration number 2 is middle class or upper middle class residential segments. You're not getting to institutional. And that's your concern. Whereas mattresses are required by everybody.
That's right.
But you decided to focus on these 2-3 segments. You understood the profile of the customer. So that is where is the 4 mantra. Before you go and present your product and service and company to somebody, don't you think you need to deepen your understanding about specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration? And this, what I've given you, is not just a presentation strategy. It's a strategy for your business. So
Right, sir.
make use of it, and identifying differentiators and creating differentiator is a continuous process. Every day market situation is very dynamic, but how much conviction you have on your specialization. Be the super specialist. Don't be the generalist. But among the super specialty, have some unique, absolutely unique differentiators. I'm not going to call tender from 10 people for my home mattresses and split the order from, not like metro rail. Every 5 kilometers, there's a different vendor. I'm going to buy from one vendor. When I want centrifugal pumps, I'll buy from one. Why should you be the one?
In fact, we also have only 2 vendors for each of our requirements. We don't want to spread too thin, and the fabric what we use is very special. In fact, the entire India is our competitors call me and ask me, where do you get your fabric? Can you please spare some of it to us?
Yeah.
So we have one
in
guy
Erode,
in
Erode, I'm coaching one sales team which makes a specialized viscose-based fabric for mattresses. And I asked him this question: why should that mattress manufacturer should buy that viscose-based mattress fiber from you? He could be a vendor. So that's how the differentiation. Okay, I can talk the whole day about these 4 subjects, but I need to go further. So first step
I'll
is
take that Erode party name from you later.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Okay. Now we are ready with our specialization, differentiation, segmentation, concentration. This is the right time to make a preparation for the presentation. I invented the structure, okay, of CCDD to give a business presentation. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to tell you. The first one is the concept, then the content, then delivery, and most importantly, the drama. A drama, the real drama. Okay, you need to make your presentation dramatic. Okay, so I will handle one by one. Concept. What is the topic for discussion you should know before you start preparing, before you pen down your ideas? You should understand today's topic is presentation skills, presentation strategies. Okay, who are the target audience? These are the people from Annamalai Business Network, Alumni Business Network, and there are a combination of professionals, manufacturers, and marketing people, and also students. Varied audience. I should know. What's the duration? They gave me 1.5 hours time. Okay, and method of presentation. How am I going to do the presentation? Now, what is the method I'm going to follow? Now the new thing got added. Is it online or in person? It's an online presentation. So I have some advantages and disadvantages of online. In person also like that. Is it a large group, a small gathering, or is it in a one-to-one also? You need to know at the concept level before you start preparing. Is it in person or you're attaching this presentation as an attachment to your mail? In-present presentation is different. In absence presentation is different. This is an in-present presentation I prepared. So I just only have some few bullet points and I'm here to explain. But if I'm sending this as an attachment, you will not understand anything. I need to be more in detail. Now, concept is something which is what is the theme? My friend is here, Mr. Mohammed Sukri. He's into foreign exchange business. Recently, he gave a business presentation in a group. We discussed a lot about concept. We came out with calendar. This is his concept. Now, any one of you can tell me, unmute and tell me, how is a calendar connected to foreign exchange? How can be a calendar be a concept for a foreign exchange presentation? How can that be? Any one of you? Can you link a calendar to foreign exchange? Difficult, right? But we brought that concept. He first time probably in the world, he created a foreign exchange calendar. From January to December, what are the reasons where people travel or come back from abroad or go abroad? What reasons? Sometimes for holidays, sometimes for Hajj pilgrimage, sometimes for people come for Ayappa season, they go for exhibitions, which different countries. And he made a list of those things, and month by month, he actually created a table calendar. And entire presentation is connected to the foreign exchange calendar. That was the concept. And a home baker who is here, Kamalika, and she created a presentation, business presentation on celebrations. Okay, whether it's cookies or whether cakes or no, whatever it is, those food items, baking items are connected to celebrations somewhere. Celebrations. That is what she's done. So understand the concept first. Then only the content comes. Lots of us, we think business presentation means open your laptop, click on a PowerPoint and start writing on it. Please do not start your presentation preparation with a PowerPoint. Take a pen and paper. Put your pen on the tip on the paper. Start thinking, the ideas will flow. That is where the content comes. What are the words and sentences you're going to speak? And this presentation, what I made almost 100 times. But the first 2 times, I wrote whatever I'm speaking. I made the words and sentences. And we think, oh, only there are 26 alphabets. How much I can speak, how much I can write. But you know, the unlimited possibilities these 26 alphabets can create, the words and sentences. And prepare the broad structure. Today's structure is, I'm going to talk about how you're going to be, self-image, followed by how you deepen your understanding, followed by the structure for presentation, CCDD, and finally storytelling. That's a structure. And I write a major bullet points, and then, yeah, mute please. Yeah, the moderator can put on mute. Yeah. So write the major bullet points, write the subheadings, and for under each subheading, can you write down few sentences? Okay, for each subheading. That becomes a rough structure of what you're going to speak. Understand how long you're going to speak. One clue I can give you, you can make a note of it. A normal person like you and me will speak about approximately 120 words per minute. 120 words. That means if you've got a 10 minutes, is about approximately 1200 to 1300 words you should speak. The script should be about that. 2 words per second, 120 words per minute. That's an idea. Take a printout of the script. Please read it loud. Don't read it inside. You know what is the advantage? When you read it loud, your voice will go out and fall in your ears and go to the brain, and you get a feeling. And do the editing. Whatever the tongue twisters are there, long sentences, make them shorter and read out. And the final script is ready. And then only make the PowerPoint. PowerPoint is just a tool. Can I give this presentation without PowerPoint? Yes, I can do it. PowerPoint is just a tool. But don't give too much of importance to the PowerPoint. It need not be too flashy, okay, with a lot of animations, nothing. But make sure that, if you're doing a PowerPoint on a online presentation, you are only few inches away from the screen. But if you're doing in a big hall in a hotel, you're few feet away from that. What should be the size and the font? And you take care of that. That is the content portion. Now we are ready with the concept is ready. We're ready with the content, which is the text and the sentences. And we are also ready with the PowerPoint. This is the time to start doing practice. Practice on your own. Okay, close the door and just start speaking. Imagine a large audience and start speaking. And then Practice with others. Start with your family members. Bring them to the chair and tie them with a rope. They will not move, and then practice. Okay. And if you get bored, practice again. The more number of times you practice. We have a tool, interesting tool of mobile phone. Can you record your voice and listen? Lot of things which you are not able to recognize. The scope for improvement you will know when you hear your own voice. Then record the video. Okay. Analyze that video and the audio. Improvise on it and practice again. These are all things which you need to do it, even if you're doing, 100th presentation. I understood that Sachin Tendulkar, when he was playing for the last test of his career, that day morning, 7 o'clock, he was there in the practice nets. Why should he practice it? He's done everything, been that, and broken all the records and created records nobody can break. And that was the last test. Even if he scores 0, no problem. He's going to retire. But still he practiced. A business presentation should be like that. Because this is the one which will give you the great feeling. And this is where the drama comes. Your body language. See, the words are only about 7 or 15% of the presentation. Balance 85%. Your body language, your speed, and the pitch. It is not necessary. Every time you want to make a point, you need to talk loud and scream on top of your voice. You can even talk in this tone and get the attention of the audience. So speed and pitch is very, very important. And bring in that humor. There need to be smiles and laughs. But yeah, you do a balancing. Don't go off the balance. All your business presentations should be focused to the heart. It is a proven science, psychology of sales. Customers take decisions emotionally. The decisions are not taken from the head center. They are taken from heart center. Focus on the feelings. When the mattress person is selling, he has to say there are no harmful chemicals. During the sleep, when you are tossing around, when the bed sheet moves out, and when you are smelling that this thing, no harmful chemicals you are smelling, you will be healthy. Your kid will be healthy. And this is the benefit. That's the differentiator. In spite of being a chemical engineer, I am saying no harmful chemicals are kept in my mattress. It will give you good health for your kids. It's a feeling. Not the composition of that material, what is used in the, what type of fabric, is it viscose, how much is cotton, how much percentage, they won't happen. And most important part of the drama is tell stories. Look at that quote. I love that quote. Facts tell, stories tell. I've already told you a couple of stories about my daughter, about my friend Sukri. Okay, I'm going to share the importance of storytelling. That's the third and the last part of this presentation. Now, how do you make the story? There should be real stories of the success stories, what you had with your customers. There is a customer who had some pain points. And this is where I've entered the scene and I've done this. And because of what I have done, this is the after impact. That should be broad structure of a success story. In this, tell about pain points. Do not go too much detail into what you have done, but tell what is the impact, after impact. Now, this is a story which I'm going to share with you. You see a person next to me in that photograph. His name is Mr. Sriraman, a very simple, humble person from a very, very humble background. He's a simple stationery vendor. He's selling pens, papers, files. How much differentiator you can create for him? He came to me, part of the business group, for a coaching, and he was not able to speak English fluently. He never spoken in public. And he was very, very scared. He came to me and says, Satya sir, I want to leave this group. Here, everybody is wearing coat, suit, and tie and speak in English. I think I've done a mistake of joining this group. Please leave me. I said, give this presentation and then leave. He knows I'm not going to leave him. Then he started the process of concept, content, delivery, and drama. And 15-20 days of preparation. And this man gives a presentation in the 5-star hotel. Continuous, non-stop standing ovation for 5 minutes. And suddenly something interesting happened. His daughter was, her name is Sahana, and she was in 6th standard that time. And she started seeing, and her brother, younger to her, they started seeing her father transforming into something different they've never seen from the childhood. Suddenly, father is wearing suit and tie and speaking English, and speaking in public and practicing at home, practicing again. And this man was doing 24 lakhs business in a year. Stationary vendor, sir. Nowadays, people are not buying stationery. 2 lakhs per month was his turnover, 24 lakhs. This is about 4 years back. And he gave me permission to tell all of you that last year he closed 3 crores. There's no major change in his business. Still he's selling pen, paper, files, and this one. He expanded his market. I asked him, how did you get? I'm not taking credit for it. He's such a hardworking person, such a humble person. We call him as a follow-up king. But somewhere that presentation thing which he has done triggered that inbuilt talent in him. He started becoming more, what I call as 2 words, certainty and confidence. His certainty with which he speaks to his customers improved. His presentation skill improved. The confidence with which he's approaching his business improved. And recently he gave one more presentation. I thought he will come to me. He asked me, sir, my presentation is ready. Wow. I started feeling a little insecure, no? Sri Raman, is no more dependent on me. And that's what a mentor does. Mentor makes you independent. I asked him, sir, how about the script? Sir, my daughter is in 11th standard now. She wrote the script. Look at, when I say I get goosebumps, because that coaching what I have done to him and presentation skill impacted the next generation. And that girl speaks such beautiful English, and that beautiful, she wrote the script for her father. She's still in 11th standard. Now, this inspiring story is what I tell you. If you look at the structure of this, I told you initially, what were the pain points for Sri Raman? Very humble, very, introvert person, cannot speak English fluently. Okay, he doesn't have this kind of appearance, behavior, communication, which is required for so-called business presenters. And little bit of an attitude of learning and holding on to the right finger. He is a successful, he is an icon of our group. And that success story. So you need to tell the success story. The drama portion is like that. Now I've come to the conclusion of it. I just wanted to share. Then I'll open for all the questions. I know you have a lot of questions. We have another 20 minutes for questions. Remember, action points. I'm not here to give a lecture. I've come here to tell you to an action point. Deepen your understanding of your business through specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration. Okay. Follow the format CCDD. Remember what is CCDD? Concept of the presentation, content of the presentation. In content, it is the text and the PowerPoint, the delivery practice, and the dramatic impact you can do through storytelling. In Harvard University, I've heard somebody told me in MBA, one of the elective subjects is storytelling for corporate presentations. Most sought after elective. So, and I was fortunate to get an opportunity. I wrote almost 1,200 success stories for those business owners and tell stories. That's it from me. You can ask me questions, what you want. Okay. I try to condense. This is actually a 3 hours program. I condensed. I hope it's useful. Feel free to ask any. Maybe Mr. Gopi can moderate. Who wants to ask us?
First of all, what a fantastic session, sir. I'm lost for the right adjectives to express how much we enjoyed it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks all for participating in this lively Sunday morning session. I hope you all found it useful and had plenty of takeaways from it. Such interactive sessions would not be a success without everyone's participation. Really thankful. Okay, now we'll keep the floor open for questions. You can unmute and ask your questions to the speaker directly.
So this is Pratap here. Sorry, I have too many questions today.
Before you ask your question, Pratap, what's your specialization?
So my specialization is sales and marketing, especially institutional sales. Now I'm getting better at B2C also.
What product?
I mean, business to in industrial sales and marketing, it's about chemicals. Specialty chemicals, commodity chemicals.
Correct.
And in D2C, this is the mattress pillows.
Okay. Yeah, now I got it. Okay, ask Pratap, ask your first question.
Yes, sir. So excellent presentation. So you are talking about the specialization, segmentation, concept, delivery, and all that. And you know that so once we get better at it, our competition just catches up with us. They simply copy paste, and you know, then it gets commoditized, or we lose that edge over a period of time. So how do we reinvent or you know, move a little ahead of the curve?
Correct. No, the differentiation is not a destination; it's a journey. Okay, and differentiations have to be so strong enough where it is difficult for the competition to catch up. You're not one among the 100. You're not one among the 50. You're not one among the 10. You can be part of the top 5. And there is a scope, there is a piece of cake for each of those 5. And then comes about your coverage strategy. How do you communicate your differentiators also equally important as differentiators? That's so continuous process. That is what I call as a Japanese technique called Kaizen. You know, it's a continuous improvement and enhancement. So you need to do that. And most importantly, build those differentiators which are beneficial for the customer. Sir, I have this differentiator because I can make maximum net profit. No, customer will not buy because of the differentiator. What is in it for him? So this race is what is very interesting. If you're the only one lonely on the top and people stand in the queue and buy your product, is very boring.
True, sir.
So that winning the competition is participation and winning the competition. Some will, some won't. So what? Who is next?
Yes, sir. In fact, we are bringing back a product, you know, which is almost lost its market to the modern synthetic mattress.
Correct.
So we want to bring it back into vogue and make people use this.
Convert your language into languaging, Mr. Pratap. How do you communicate? Yes. So the answer to your question is differentiation is a continuous process. How can you be different? Don't worry. Differentiation not just about the product. The way Pratap can speak to the customer is a differentiator. The way you dress up, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, your conviction, your confidence is the differentiator. Same product, same price, same this one. I used to sell Panasonic products. I even sell. There are 5 dealers of Panasonic in Chennai for the telephones. Why people buy from us? Murugappa Group bought for 27 years. They're buying from us. Not that they don't have an option. They have an option. And if I don't manufacture Panasonic products. Panasonic manufactures. From a dealer A, B, C, D, it is the same brand, same color, same feature, same hardware, same software. Why do they buy from us? The differentiator is you. You are the key differentiator, Mr. Pratap. And be that. People buy from you, not from your company. They buy you first and then you buy your product. So differentiator is not just your product and technology. Differentiator is how you communicate. Is also important.
I always communicate more as like a solution provider.
Yes.
So I ask questions. Why do you need this mattress? How tall you are? What is your weight?
Correct. You are concerned
How
about
much time do you roll?
Correct. What's the next question? Anybody else? Yeah, Mr. Pratap, you said a lot of questions are there. If anybody else,
I will take later. Others also ask.
Yeah. Then I'll come back to you. Keep your questions on.
Satya sir, Pratap is a good friend of mine.
Wow. Kamalika, interesting.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Okay. Is that a differentiator?
Obviously.
Okay.
She at
Super.
least sells 2 cakes to me every year.
Yeah. See, that's the differentiator. When you come to me, Satya sir, I'm a friend of Kamalika, and she told me that you need a mattress. That's a differentiator. I will not buy because your mattress is something a supernatural product. I buy your differentiator because you're a friend of Kamalika.
Right, sir.
You understood the differentiator? Yes.
Got it, sir.
Gopi sir, over to you. Who else want to ask questions?
Yeah, you can unmute and ask questions. Please, participants, you can please unmute and ask questions.
You mentioned that it is called referral marketing. Am I right?
Yeah. Referral marketing is the most effective way to grow your business and most effective way to do your business. One of my dream is I want to be a doctorate in referral marketing. No MBA university. Probably you can tell your Annamalai University start a MBA course in referral marketing. How do you develop referrals and do that? Nothing new in India, sir, but we need a system. Our entire matrimony system is based on referrals.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yes.
Yes, sir. Any more?
Participants, you can please ask your questions, sir. Unmute and please ask your question.
Let me tell a statement, Mr.
Well,
Gopi. I
well,
think that
sir,
will
this is
trigger. Yeah, while I
Velayam.
yes, while I am tell me.
Yeah, when you are a monopoly, you are the only service provider, as you know here. And do you still have to go through this kind of presentation?
Oh yes, sir. Very much important. That's what Nokia thought. That's what Ambassador thought. That's what Maruti thought. I have monopoly on the small cars. What happened? Nokia thought Indians cannot buy any other mobile phone except Nokia. Where is Nokia today? Nokia didn't understand they need to create the differentiator of an operating system which is connected to Google. They got wiped out. So even if you are monopoly, you need to, because you need to expand your market. So we don't know. Very few places. I don't know. Even rocket fuel is not a monopoly. And if you have monopoly, very good. Okay. But create a niche on the monopoly and you will continue to be the monopoly for long years to come. For that, you need to give a presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, this COVID pandemic, we didn't experience, we didn't anticipate it also during this season. And suppose if this thing stalemate, we do not know, we cannot predict. What is the best suggestion for the improvement in the marketing during this period, actually?
Yes, sir. I will answer this with a quote. Success is not what you achieve in the absence of obstacles. Success is what you achieve in spite of obstacles. And COVID differentiated between boys and men. In every industry, the people who are having short-term vision, they do not have a proper infrastructure, proper HR retention policy. They got wiped out. I feel sorry for them. And the people who got long-term vision, stayed back, they withstood. That becomes a differentiator. I can go and tell in telecom market, sir, I'm 31 years old in this market. I've seen floods in Chennai. I've seen demonetization. I've seen GST coming in. I've seen pandemic version 1, version 2, version 3. I'm still here. All my customers are still with me. That's my differentiator. Buy the same product, same price from me. My withstanding capability for 31 years in the industry is my differentiator. So pandemic gave that opportunity to increase your confidence. Yes, come what may. Pandemic will come, pandemic will go. But Palliswamy will be there doing business. Because I worked on a long-term differentiators. I worked on adding value to my customers. Anybody can drive on an American roads. Ask them to road an Arcot road in Chennai. That's a challenge. That's a challenge. Pandemic gave us a lot of lessons, sir. It opened up the technology. You can contact more customers. You can expand your market through video conferencing. You can meet your customers more frequently without traveling. Even on a lockdown day like this, we're all interacting and discussing about business, which was not there pre-pandemic. So it gave opportunities to you. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Fantastic.
So anyone else? I want to say here, the quality of your life is directly proportionate to the quantity and the quality of questions you ask. So I think I triggered some thought. So you can ask me. I'm here to answer. Time limit, of course, Mr. Gopi will tell.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, please go on, Sarana Kumar.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I am Sarana Kumar, studying pre-final year chemical engineering, sir.
Yes.
You said that specialization is the main mantra for success, transform your life like that, sir. If I choose an IT sector for my job and then going on that field means it will affect my life, sir. If my your life. Otherwise, sir, some of the companies selling asking general manager for every quality, sir, in plant. That does not depends on specialization on a specific plant, sir. If they do only in specific like utility, they only became a manager of the utility plant, sir. But he have an experience in every plant at like utility, production, and many of that marketing like that, etc., sir. They only became a general manager and CEO, sir. How can be the specialization of a single like utility? He will come a general manager and a CEO, sir. Can you tell that, sir?
You tell me. See, as a chemical engineer, you're not the only chemical engineer. Okay, there are a lot of chemical engineers in your college, your school, or whatever the course you're doing. But how many of your classmates joined this program today?
Me only, sir.
That's your different. Your willingness to learn. And why somebody will become general manager? Sarvana Kumar can become general manager because Sarvan Kumar has got the differentiator, willingness to learn.
Yes,
He's
sir.
got a
Thank
strong desire. And this quality of yours, how many students are there in your class, Sarvana Kumar?
Nobody, sir.
Now, how many are there totally?
Sir, totally 20, sir.
20. Out of 20, how many attended the session?
I am only, sir.
That's your differentiator. So you have the quality to become not just general manager or maybe the vice president. You can become an entrepreneur. Don't go around joining software coding company. Then why do you need to do chemical engineering?
Sir, I just asked for an example, sir.
Correct. Follow your passion. Identify your passion. What are you passionate about? And do that. As I told you, your passion and profession, your vocation and your mission joined together. Identify the purpose of your life. Have you taken chemical engineering by choice or because nothing else is available, you're taking chemical engineering?
No, sir. It's my choice. It's my only choice, sir.
Okay, then do something connected to that.
Thanks,
and
sir.
your willingness to learn. Yes.
Sir, your person is mind-blowing, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. If I can inspire one student, my purpose is served. The rest of them are more experienced than me. Anyone else?
Yeah, please. You can unmute and ask questions, gentlemen.
This is Thiru here.
Yes.
I wanted to start a business on NBFC on a loan against securities. But that is a product which is already available and big banks are already doing that. So how do I differentiate myself? Actually, I found that in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, this product is not available. So we wanted to use technology to reach a lot more number of customers and let them. But how do I put myself as a differentiator? This is my differentiation, but how do I make it more meaningful and how can I attract investors? So that's where I'm getting.
Yes. A friend of mine who is a participant of my program on presentation skill is Mr. Dejo, who is into corporate funding. Okay. I told him the same thing. I'll tell you the same thing. In spite of so many DSS are available, so many loan agents are available, so many banks are directly talking to the customers. What is that significant problem you are able to solve for business owners like me and all of us? What is the gap between the bank who's got money and a business owner who wants money? It is such a confusing process. The banks ask so many documents. I don't know how to prepare those documents. I'm good in my product. I can talk to people. You ask me finance and accounts. I'm not so good. Can you handhold me? Can you be the bridge between me and the bank? Can you represent me to the bank? Okay. Can you understand the pain points of those people who are raising working capital? What are the pain points which they have? And what solution you can give? How can you customize that product to me? How can you convince the bank I have right intention and the ability and dependability? So if you are able to bridge the gap, that's your differentiator. There are many loan people, but I'll take only one person when I want to take a loan. That's my friend Dejo. But he structured his business in such a way that he created the differentiators. Work on it. In your small towns and even the knowledge is comparatively limited because of the, not many. There, the bank manager is the god. Okay. So here, can you be the link between the bank and your customer? Okay. You don't represent the bank, sir. You represent the customer. That's a differentiator. So that is customer has to feel that if I come to you, I can trust you. I gave a line saying that don't bank on the bank, bank on Armugam, sir. When I bank on you, and you will take me to the bank, and I don't need to go to the bank. Bank will come to me. Create that kind of a differentiator.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any questions? Any further questions?
Sir,
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Rubesh, final year from Satyabama. Sir, I have idea for doing business, but don't know what type of business to do.
Okay, Rubesh, your final year you said, but you didn't say your specialization.
Sir, I'm doing chemical engineering, sir.
Chemical engineering, a lot of chemical engineers here. Okay, so you don't know, but you're very clear that you want to do business.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you take the number, my number from Mr. Gopi. I do something called a passion test. Okay, you write down the top 10 things which you want to do, what business you want to do. It could be connected to chemical engineering or not, doesn't matter. You want to be a wildlife photographer, or you want to be a .com person, or you want to be, whatever profession you want in terms of business.
Okay.
Top 10, you share it with me. I'll call you and guide you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you need to understand, don't follow the crowd. Don't have the herd mentality. Create the differentiator. Once you understand your passion, then maybe you may have to go work somewhere and learn the tricks of the trade and understand that, get that maturity, and then jump into business. And build that ability to sell your product and service, whatever it is. 90% of the startups fail because they're so excited about the product. They don't know how to, after the limited circle of people are there, they don't know how to sell their products, how to convince their customer. Like somebody said, convincing is the only way. We can't confuse them. We can't corrupt them. It won't last too long. Okay, you need to convince them. For that, you need conviction. So understand what you want to do clearly. And it's not an easy path. There's no get rich overnight scheme. I'm searching for it for the last 39 years. I didn't find one. And I'm not willing to find one. So dig deep. Yes, Mr. Balamurugan also wanted to ask something.
Yes, sir. Your company name also something is differentiation. Contal. Any concept or meaning is for Contal convergence, sir?
That's interesting person. Contel is conferencing and telecom. So there's a conferencing products like teleconferencing, phone conferencing, and there are telephones. Contel. That is what is the thing. Also confidence in telecom. Convergence has a word which has got two meanings. One is an English meaning, everybody knows. Convergence is coming together. Sangamam is what is convergence. But in technology, convergence means a combination of voice, data, audio, and video. And that's what is my product, Contel. Contel Convergence Technologies.
Thank you. Very different, sir. Very nice.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello. Good evening,
Yeah,
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Meenakshi Sundaresh.
Sundareshwaran. My name is Meenakshi Sundareshwaran. I'm studying final year at Annamalai University. My specification is I'm doing computer science engineering.
Computer science.
Yeah. In past 2 years ago, the first lockdown, I started a small company, small startup. During my second year, in between the third year, I started one company. The name is Dovins. It's like a startup. I try to start a startup in just 100 days. 100 days means I take a decision. 100 days you will do the startup and you will deliver on project, like on deliver on product. Like that I done 2 more products on the day. Then I think about that. I'm not a different. In between that, there's so many companies out there. But I think that I'm not a different between the others. So I just thinking and finding and adding some good valuable of my thinking and my ability to do more works. So I such a place to find where do I get a different mentality and mindset to give a best experience and good quality of products. So I wandered and look over the all over websites and go through on all that. Like a bot and some other things. Recently, what is my question is, recently I had an experience with trekking. I like trekking. In past 2 weeks ago, I went to Kedarkantha Peak. There is a 36 members of crews. On the day, they are strangers. I'm the person with the Tamil people. They are North Indians, but I'm not able to communicate with them. But I communicate with them in English. Okay. After the 5 days, everyone should remember my name. It's a Meenakshi. On that day, I realized my first question: public relationship. You have good communication with the public relationship, so you have to increase on that. Then do more about the things. In the rate, I don't know what to do of further development of my company. Where to attach my startup and link to the public relationship. I have confusing on that place.
Okay. That's very interesting. In fact, I didn't have this kind of an opportunity when I was a student. Okay. All of us know this character called Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He's a bodybuilder, governor, and film actor and all that. He was giving a lecture in a convocation of a university. He said, call me anything you want. Call me anything. Call me Mr. Universe, Mr. USA, governor and politician and a film actor, award-winning film actor, businessman. Call me anything you want. But don't ever call me a self-made man. Now, I'm not a self-made man, he said. Okay. Nobody can travel this journey alone. Please identify a mentor and hold his finger. Okay. And your success for your thing, even my whatever, if you say I'm successful, I cannot travel. I didn't travel this journey alone. At every stage of my life, I had a mentor. If whatever the success if I have, I give it 100% to my mentors. And the message to the youngsters and this thing, do not think you can do everything on your own. Identify one mentor. You can also have a couple of mentors for different reasons. Trekking, you can have a mentor. For business, you can have a mentor. For communication, you can have a mentor. For building public. But identify that mentor and stick on to the mentor and surrender yourself totally to him. Surrender yourself and just have a blind faith. Take your own time to find a mentor. Take your own time, no hurry at all. But once you take a mentor, surrender it. Surrender to him or to her. They will tell you the way. and hold on to their finger. A finger to hold is very important. And success for students, even business people also. Today also, after this is my 40th year of my profession, job and business together. I have a mentor. I have a sounding board. I have an accountability partner. I cannot do this alone. Whatever I've done, I've done. So find a mentor is the biggest message I can give you.
Okay, so sir, definitely I found. I'm also searching for that. I'm not able to find a capable. What I'm capable means. One time I was saying, go and do this. Go and do this. My stops and professor. Go and do this first. You do not go there. First you did this. I just wondering. This is already I did it. Why I go to do it again? So I need to find some other different. So I'm searching for that. So
correct. Follow your passion. Find a mentor.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, that's what.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's 12:30, Mr. Gopi. I can speak till evening, but
sir.
I want to give you the time check.
Yeah. Sure. Last 2 minutes, we'll only take 2 questions more. If there's anybody else who's got a question now. Any further questions? Dhanasekaran, sir? Arun?
What's interesting, Mr. Gopi, is on a Sunday, when we started, we were almost 50. At the end of this session, we have 70 people. I know the kind of leadership you're showing in terms of holding on to these people and their willingness to know something new. I really appreciate. I would like to offer, please feel free to share my phone numbers and my mail ID. Okay, my phone number is only one, and that's a WhatsApp number. Okay, send a message with that. Anybody wants any help, okay, especially the students counseling I do, that's part of my social responsibility. If I had a mentor when I was a student, I could have been somewhere else. So I offer myself as that. On an average, about more than 600 hours in a year, I allocate to free of cost to do the mentoring for the students. And any business owner, any professional wants my help, they can speak to me. So I'll share my number with them.
Sure, I'll do that, sir.
Yes.
So thank you very much for being with us, sir, today on a Sunday
morning.
You,
sir. Thank you so much. It's really energizing. I was a little down in the morning in terms of, okay, I had some body ache, headache and all that. And suddenly everything vanished. Okay, so I drew the energy from all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. We take it
Will.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's excellent presentation to understand how to do presentation. Thank you.
I'm sure I want to thank my friend Vidya Shankar who connected me to this group. Okay, he's my neighbor and a very good friend.
Vidya Shankar and me are classmates, sir.
So second is, I'm sure you have a WhatsApp group. I would like to hear the feedback for today. What actually you learned, what action you're going to take, and how can I improve this? Please help me in improving this. And Mr. Gopi, can please share that feedback with me?
Sure, sir. Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that, sir.
Thank you. Contact number, somebody was asking, Srinivas Divi, and Mr. Gopi will give my contact number.
I'll do it, sir. Okay. I'll post it in the group, sir. I'll post it in the group.
Thank you, Sukri, sir, for joining. And Kamalika and Vijay, my friends have joined. You opened this for invitation for yesterday I shared with them. Thank you so much.